Well, it's going to be really tough. And like I said before, there's the growth of women's football
Right.
and just sport has been, has started where it is now. I was a part of the first, my first World Cup in 2007, and just 5 World Cups later, just the growth that has happened, the support, the following, all of that has just been remarkable.
You are featured in a new Frito-Lay commercial called Taste of Greatness to promote the 2023 Women's World Cup. So, what can you tell us about this new commercial?
Well, I think, this is probably the first commercial where I've been part of something that is bridging many of the different generations of former players that have been legends within the game and current players.
Yeah.
I think it's just kind of, taste of greatness. I mean, there's really no other explanation of that. It's, playing, just bridging some amazing legends of the game together. And so, it's a great spot. It turned out really great. I think it's going to really catch people's attention when they're, I've got the television on and tuning in for the World Cup and just watching all other things. But the magic, basically Frito-Lay is just showcasing the magic of soccer and just speaks volumes to the amazing growth, history of women's soccer, just how far the sport has come. And I really think that this World Cup is going to showcase just all of the pioneers of the sport and the legends of the game and just, every generation of player that's really played a role in making the sport what it is today. So I hope that, this just kind of inspires future generations of girls to just continue to dream big. And it's just it's a great spot, and I was happy to be part of it.
Yeah, I got a chance to watch a rough draft of it last night, and you're featured as an animated character and as a real person doing some commentary work. So, overall, how was the experience?
It was fun. Yeah. I mean, it was a very efficient shoot. And, I happened to be there with Marta, Abby, and Brandy Chastain. I know that, filming the way they kind of do these things, everyone's kind of popping in at different moments. But
Yeah.
yeah, the broadcaster role, obviously, I'm going to be studio analyst for Fox Sports, obviously airing on Fox Sports and on Fox. So that was kind of a fitting role for me in the beginning opening stage of that. And then, yeah, getting to kind of see myself in a 3D animated version, which was, it was really fun. It was really cool. The way that it kind of all unfolded and, talking about chips and all the different flavors of Frito-Lay chips. So yeah, it was a lot of fun and a very efficient and enjoyable day.
Do you have a favorite Frito-Lay snack or chip that you go to?
I mean, Doritos, how can you
Yeah.
not? I
Yeah.
feel you take one bite of a Dorito chip and you just, you want more. So that was always something. And then obviously, some of their newer products, the popcorners I really like.
Mhm.
I played the green, the sea salt one, but white cheddar is really good. So yeah, I kind of dabble in many of the different chips and yeah, enjoy them.
Absolutely. And obviously, Frito-Lay is supporting the Women's World Cup, which starts on July 20th. And you're going to be covering the tournament. I want to get to that in a little bit. But just talking about Team USA, they come into the World Cup as the defending champions. They won also in 2015. So what do they need to do in order to win the title again?
Well, it's going to be really tough. And like I said before, there's the growth of women's football
Right.
and just sport has been, has started where it is now. I was a part of the first, my first World Cup in 2007, and just 5 World Cups later, just the growth that has happened, the support, the following, all of that has just been remarkable. So I think that, going into this World Cup, obviously the US, always favorites, number one team in the world. There's always a target on their backs.
Mhm.
I think it's going to be very challenging. I think that, every team, especially, teams within their group, Portugal, Vietnam, they've had a couple of friendlies. Vietnam, just lost to Germany by, I think it was a 1-0 result there. It just goes to show you that no team is going to be a walk in the park. And it's going to be very challenging. But I think for the US, and for really every team, they're going to have to stay healthy. Injuries have not been on team sides going into this World Cup. There's been a lot of injured players heading in that have, going to be missing out on World Cups due to major injuries. So World Cup, winning a World Cup, you got to stay healthy. You need the depth of players, especially as you get, deeper into the tournament. And they're going to have to just, tighten up defensively. I think that they've, have given up some goals throughout their friendlies. They're without, Becky Sauerbrunn, who's, been an anchor in the center back position for so long. So they're going to miss out on that experience. But I think, collectively they've got to come together. There's still some question marks of, where players are going to slot into, and there's going to be multiple players that perhaps may play in different positions. So they have a lot of versatility, but it's going to be really exciting to see it all unfold.
And speaking of the players, obviously Team USA is going to have its veterans, but there's also going to be some new players on the team as well. So who is the one player on Team USA that you think fans should watch?
I think there's a couple different emerging players. I think, so often we look at the attacking side of things, but I think on the defensive side of things, especially without Becky Sauerbrunn, Naomi Girma in the center back position, she's a very young, inexperienced player, but she plays as if she's had a lot of experience. And I think seeing players on this world stage, they've done really well coming into the national team, playing some friendlies. They've done really well with their clubs in the NWSL, but playing on the world stage is a totally different ballgame. So I think that she's going to be a key to watch. I also think, same thing. Sophia Smith is just unstoppable right now. Scoring goals left and right, doing really well. How will she be on the world stage? Trinity Rodman, I think, is another one. And then you've got Lynn Williams, who is, more of an older player, older in a sense of, a little bit more experience and has been around the team for a bit. She's been having a great club season, and I think that she's really, showing the world that she's got more to her game than just her speed and athleticism. So I think that that's going to be, really fun to watch and see how Lynn grows throughout the tournament.
And you mentioned you're covering the World Cup for Fox. So how's it been making the transition from athlete to broadcaster?
It's not something that I would have thought that I'd be sitting here, leaving my summer at home, my prime hot summer, to go over to the World Cup in winter, and, didn't think I'd be ever packing for a World Cup. So here we are, opportunities present themselves, and, took a gamble of getting out of my comfort zone and trying something new. I dabbled in it, obviously, at the Men's World Cup. Worked 8 straight days there, which those 8 straight days probably felt like a month to me. And now I'll be heading over and being there for the entire time. But, it's no different than, kind of how I approach my career. I'm not competing against anybody else. I'm not trying to be somebody I'm not. When that camera turns on, it's me, and I tried to just be me and honest and fair and have fun with it. I think it's all about the people you're with too. There's a great crew amongst, the Fox Sports crew. So I really enjoy that. And, the camaraderie and just being part of a team again. So I think it's been really good. I've just been trying to learn, to grow, to get better. But I think, me going into this World Cup, I obviously know a ton more about the history of teams and, the coaches and players. And so it's, it's players and teams that I've played against for a number of years. And then there's some new emerging talent where we always say at a World Cup, several stars are born at a World Cup, and the world gets to see, some amazing, talented players. So I'm just really enjoying it, and keeps me involved in the game as well.
You mentioned you played in 4 different World Cups, and when you look back at your career, you were part of the teams that won in 2015 and 2019. And so, what was it like for you to win it for the first time in 2015, especially coming up short in 2007 and 2011?
I think, having won, the team winning the last World Cup in 1999, and then, 2007 was my first major tournament with the
Yeah,
national team. Going into that, I mean, we were picked as favorites to win it. We had, all the talent in the world, and, we just didn't really have that team element to it. I think that, a few things happened throughout that tournament, and we didn't come away winning. And then 2011, we fell short in the final, losing against Japan. So I think that there was just this build, this momentum. Fox Sports came in and really took a gamble. Obviously, ESPN had the rights prior to that, and I think everybody thought that Fox wasn't going to do a great job at showcasing the World Cup in 2015, but man, they poured every ounce of resources, money, and storytelling, and just everything into it. And there was a mutual trust between us as a team and Fox Sports as well. But they did a fantastic job, and it was almost like the perfect formula at that very particular moment. Especially playing the World Cup in Canada, where so many US fans were able to come over, and we felt like we were playing on home soil majority of our games. And so I think timing in life is everything. Sometimes you can do all that you can. And 2011, we thought that was our moment, the path that we had been going on, but it wasn't our moment. And so 2015, I think, really catapulted the Women's World Cup. I think people really started to tune in. And then it just continued to build. 2015 World Cup final is still the most watched World Cup final, men or women, ever. So, it's exciting, and I think it just keeps building. But it's come so far. I mean, just everything about it. It's really exciting.
absolutely. And one last question for me before I let you go is you announced your retirement from the national team in 2021. So how has retire life been? And what are some of the things that you have been doing other than staying around the game and being a broadcaster?
Loads of things. I think, I enjoy my time home. I traveled for majority of my life, and now I'm going to be traveling for 6 weeks coming up. But
Hmm.
I just like being home. I like
Yeah,
being home, spending time with my husband, friends, family. I've gotten to enjoy time sitting out back at our pool, and we just got some chickens. So I've been enjoying, the chick life.
yeah,
Golfing, I've been skiing, I've been four-wheeling, just been doing all the things that I haven't really been able to do, doing a little gardening, cooking, landscaping, pulling weeds, and the typical everyday stuff that people do. But
yeah.
it's been really, really fun. I mean, I was on a crazy special forces show that was on Fox that
Right.
we shot about a year ago. Just have had some amazing opportunities, been really busy. I would say that I don't feel retired, except for the training and game aspect of
Yeah.
on the field. But really blessed with all the opportunities that I've had and continue to have.
Sounds like you haven't been having a lot of fun. So, Carli, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it. Congratulations on everything, and have fun at the World Cup.
Thanks, I appreciate it.